Hi guys, this is Bryony Goldsmith and I am the director of Soul Star Festival, and I'm very excited to have a couple of our facilitators chatting with me, and we're going to get some incredible tips on stress management and dealing with stress and not getting burnt out. So I'd like to introduce Shannah Kennedy. Shannah's a strategist and business advisor, and Lyndall Mitchell. She's a coach, speaker and founder of Aurora in St Kilda. Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for chatting to me. You guys are so experienced in this space, and I know you talk to a lot of corporates and you've been in it for, between 20, 30 years, which is pretty incredible. And I know so many people are burnt out or stressed out and they don't want to get to that point of burnt out. So I just wanted to chat to you guys about what your tips are and what you talk to your clients about.
Yeah, great. Well, I think we are living proof that it can be done, because we have been around for a long time, working really hard, having families and juggling the whole lot. And to have longevity in your career and with your health and your well-being, it really is about having an investment and some really great strategies, tools and tips on how to manage your stress over that incredible journey that you might want to be going on.
Yeah, I can imagine, because I know you both have businesses and your mothers, and you're coaching people. And I know how hard it is to be all of those roles and obviously a partner. So, what are some of your tips that you guys have?
You want to start? Yeah, I'll start. We always really think about, when you're stressed, you don't feel in control. And so you lose your confidence and you go into an incredible spiral of overwhelm. And you're exhausted, you're tired, you've lost that perspective along the way. So we always start with, who are you as a person? And really coming back to owning who you are as a person is really quite difficult, but it's one of the quickest ways to gain control back, is to go to that mirror and to say, what is the most important thing to me in the world today? And to really think about that question, because we've got to-do lists a mile long and we've got all these responsibilities, as you said before, we're mums and we've got dogs and we travel, we've got teenagers, we've got husbands, we've got a couple of businesses each. And I think for us to keep that perspective is one of the most incredible ways to keep that stress at bay, and to always go back to simplifying things and asking yourself, what is the most important thing to me today, and starting to reprioritize and retrain the brain into, we're doing all of these things, but at the end of the day, maybe it's my health is the most important thing, or my family. And, I don't want to sabotage those things on this journey of success.
Yeah, 100%. So it sounds like, simplifying and your values are really important. Is that what works for you, Lyndall?
Yeah, when you go into the mirror, it's really about going into your values and saying, what are the top 3 things that I value, and are all the decisions I'm making today helping to support those values? Should I learn how to say a little bit of no, perhaps? Because your values are the base of your emotional intelligence, and your values are how you make decisions moving forwards. So when you're stressed, we sort of find most people have lost sight of their values, and as soon as they pick them up again and start making the right decisions towards them, they can turn the ship very, very quickly.
And I guess it's the coping strategies of what the healthier coping strategies are to support you versus the unhealthy coping strategies of just having more coffee and being more wired but tired. So the coping strategies of how do we sort of pick ourselves up and observe those thoughts. And one of the ways we love to think of it is, when we have a stress trigger, is it a shark or is it a piece of seaweed? Because so often in life we're treating normal everyday events like sharks when really they're just pieces of seaweed. And the research is showing that, we can be triggering off our stress response anywhere up to 12 times a day. And it's a response that was designed for once a month or once a fortnight. It has such an impact on, premature aging and on our health. So it's about, is this a shark or is it a piece of seaweed? Opening my inbox, is that a shark or is that just a piece of seaweed? Going in the traffic, is it a shark or is it a piece of seaweed? And it's gaining that perspective and just keeping that little parameter around shark, seaweed. Okay, that's just a piece of seaweed. If we can cultivate more seaweed in our day, we can have less stress responses.
We have lots of seaweed.
I was just thinking for children that
seaweed,
we have photos of it, like on our phone. Our clients put a picture of seaweed on their phone so they remember it. It's just keeping it front of mind and keeping it really simple and so practical that in any moment you can call on that and go, shark, seaweed, what is that? And some other ways you can get there is by the breath. So scientific evidence is showing that the breath is the only way at the moment to calm down our stress response when we've got all those crazy chemicals going off in our body. So often we're breathing from our chest, which is triggering our response. So it's getting that breath down, and the inhalation where your belly is rising and the exhalation where your belly is falling, and just having that as 3 deep breaths before you get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, we all forget to breathe, I'm sure. I know that I feel like I'm going to be saying to my daughter on the way to school, is it a shark or is it seaweed? I just think that's awesome.
Well, it's very easy for everybody to remember, and if some instances are sharks, and that's when, we need the ambulance or someone's really hurt or something. That's a shark, But most of the things that we get really stressed about, as Lyndall said, they're just pieces of seaweed. And when you can remind each other all the time, things don't go perfectly at a book launch or something, it really is seaweed.
And I think the other one is, in the middle of the night when people wake up, you can create big sharks, things that it's not even possible for that to happen. But you've got all these crazy things going on in your body, and then you're going to get lack of sleep, and that's going to fuel a whole heap of cascading issues that aren't supporting your health. So it's around, waking up in the middle of the night going, that is a piece of seaweed. Back to, training your brain to, go back to your breathing and focus on just reducing that impact on your nervous system.
Yeah, amazing. I feel like that's a really awesome tip.
Yeah.
So, thank you, guys. I'd love to hear just a little bit about the session that you guys are going to do with us on March the 1st.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Yeah, we can't wait
to that.
So it's just 40 minutes, and what we want to do is make it a really powerful, very impactful session where, we are called the Essentialists because we actually only want to talk about the things that have the biggest impact with the least effort. So the things that we can adopt easily and effortlessly into our life, and what are the most powerful ways we can do that. So we're going to talk about, how to connect back with yourself really quickly, the power of values.
And then how we go into stress and coping strategies, and we'll go into that in a lot more detail.
Yeah, and then we talk about your vision, and we talk about your 3-year-older self who's giving you this amazing wisdom, but also who are you aspiring to be like, because we often get stuck on that treadmill and we're not looking up. And when we look forward and when we think about how do we want to feel in 3 years' time, how old will we be in 3 years' time, how old will your children be, you get a new landscape to really work with in your mind.
And then we're going to bring it together with habits, about building habits to support your health. Because sometimes we have habits that serve us and some that don't. That's about how do we build on the habits and actually understanding the architecture of habits.
Yeah, amazing. I wish I could be in there. I'll be on the main stage, so I won't be able to listen, but it sounds incredible. And I know I've got your book. I don't know if everyone can see it. So it's awesome, self-care rituals. If people want to find you outside of the festival, where can they find you guys?
They can follow us on Instagram, which is
the
Essentialists Hub, or we have a website, www.theessentialists.com.au.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. We've still got tickets for sale for our festival for March the 1st. You can go on Eventbrite or our website. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for to us. We really look forward to seeing you on the day.
Yeah, awesome.